Josan, this is a third, and I'm hoping final and much shorter, video for RELI 3087 for Metaphysics this semester at HKBU. This is the video that is that pertains to the final week of the semester before the exam. Now, the first thing is this question: what about the exam? So life got weird, and I'm not sure when or how we're doing the exam. Be assured, we're looking into it. You are likely to know very shortly after I know what the plan is for the exam. I believe there's a chance of delaying exams till, I don't know, whenever they tell us, and there's a chance of doing them electronically. I'm looking into doing them on Moodle, but I have to have that approved by relevant people in the religion philosophy department. If we do it on Moodle, I will probably select all 20 short answer questions that I have in my question bank and put them on Moodle and have the software randomly select 15 for you, and you have to select from those 15 10 to answer. If I can make the software work, that is one option. Now, if you don't even know what's on the exam, now is the time. If you watch this video early enough, this is your first opportunity to learn. There is a document on Moodle. There is a document titled Final Exam Information. It will be available on 3 December. It gives you an overview of the exam and a set of sample questions or practice questions. Now, here's what I believe it's going to tell you. It's going to tell you your exam consists of some short answer questions and an essay. The short answer questions are 15. You choose 10 of those 15. And essays, 3 topics. You choose 1 of the topics. I believe all of the short answer questions are going to be on this document available from 3 December. So, congratulations. But I think I have 20 questions in my question bank for the short answer question category. Only 15 will appear in the exam, and you only have to choose 10 of those. So you do the math. How many do you have to be prepared for to be sure of being ready for any one that appears? You might have to be prepared for a full 15. I don't want to do the math. I think that's right, though, but you do the math for yourself. So expect to have half the exam consisting of short answer questions, 5 points apiece, 10 of them, but you choose the 10 you like from a set of 15. All 15 plus an extra 5, and you don't know which ones are extra and which are part of the 15, will be available, if I've not made some mistake, in this document on 3 December on Moodle. From 3 December on Moodle. As for the essay, this is 50% of the exam, and I am not going to read you the essay questions. I will give you the topics, however. First topic, Descartes. Second topic, theories on mind and matter. Third topic, materialism. Is it true or not? Why or why not? And there's some open-endedness here. So here's what I think I'm going to do in this video, what's left of this video. First, I'm going to talk about this because I'm upset that we couldn't do it in class. Second, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do on Moodle. I'm going to give you something else useful that you might like. So about this document, this is something I started doing in ethics courses, and I find I really like it. I give students these things, these sets of situations or questions, and some plausible answers representing certain philosophers, and you're supposed to match them. So here, the question is, do universals exist? And you have the yes question, but no forms, and the yes question plus forms, and the no question. You're supposed to match those to the right philosophy. But it's so simple. So I was going to have you get into groups in our last tutorial of the semester and answer these questions, and then I would tell you, oh, those answers are terrible. Do some better answers. And for a moment you'd be thinking, what's wrong with those answers? These are the right answers, right? What did we do wrong? And you'd understand a few moments later, because I give you this, where we have better answers. And these answers are more detailed. And in some of these cases, we would have some mistakes in the first round of answers. There'd be different groups, different questions, like here's a nice simple metaphysics question. What is your desk? Is it matter, obviously? Or an object of perception or combination of matter and immaterial form? Figure that out. Connect it to Aristotle, Epicurus, Descartes, Berkeley, and then you'd have more detailed answers, a proper analysis of Berkeley beyond just a few words more proper analysis, allowing you to make distinctions between the materialistic theory of Descartes and the materialistic theory of someone like Epicurus, and so on. Okay, so does matter produce consciousness? Dennett, Descartes, Nagel. Simple answers, yes, no, and we don't know. But then more detailed answers that actually get some of the theory across. So I was going to have you go with the oversimplified answers and then hopefully learn something by discussing amongst yourselves which are the less simplified answers. So we've lost the opportunity to do that exercise because of the situation in Hong Kong. What lesson can we learn from how the exercise might have gone? Only that you don't want to oversimplify these issues in philosophy. I'm not sure how many errors I had. There probably were some errors. I think I tried to add a few, and I may have mostly just failed and added oversimplified answers. But you really don't want to oversimplify the answers. It happens so much. Sometimes the oversimplifications are actually wrong. Off the top of my head, I can't give you an illustration for metaphysics, but I can sure do it for ethics. The oversimplification of Kant and Mill is that Kant thinks consequences don't matter at all. Happiness does not matter at all. The only thing that matters is the intentions and the obligations. And Mill says happiness matters, consequences matter, intentions don't matter at all. In the very same sentence in which Mill says that intentions do not determine the morality of an action. In the very same sentence he says intentions do affect the morality of a person. Intentions do matter in Mill. Happiness does matter in Kantian ethics, thoroughly, properly understood. So the oversimplifications are sometimes actually wrong. Other times they're just not as informative, which I think is what we would have had with this metaphysics exercise. I was going to give you that. Instead, I give you this babbling and this one sentence, after which I shall quit and move on to something you think is more useful. Watch out for the oversimplifications of theories in metaphysics. Sometimes they're wrong. They're usually a hindrance in that they oversimplify. There's some nuance there sometimes that the oversimplified accounts of Descartes or whatever don't capture. All right. Now, moving on to something more useful. And if that was more than a sentence, assume there were semicolons everywhere. Here's what you think is more useful. This is what I found I regularly do for my students. You like me to give you sample essay outlines. Now, I don't want to do your thinking for you. If you want to write an essay on Descartes, I don't want you to just copy everything I say about Descartes. So one thing I can do is I give you a sample essay outline and then give you another one, and you have to at least choose between the two. Sometimes they're very different. So what I do is I scribble on the whiteboard or I type up in class on the projector for you sample outlines for how you might organize an essay on Descartes or an essay on materialism, essay on views on mind and matter, and help you see how some of the information should be organized and remind you of how an essay should be organized, and maybe point out some of the major things that should be covered so you don't, for example, write on Descartes and do a decent job with the method of doubt and then leave out Cartesian dualism, which would be very sad. So I give you sample outlines normally, and I think I can do that here as well. It's just going to be a bit different. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this stupid camera and be done with this stupid video. But on Moodle, you should be able to find somewhere in the resources for studying section, probably right after the notes for lesson 12 and before the final exam information document, maybe after the final exam information document, you should be able to find a document I intend to put on Moodle almost immediately, and it will have some sample essay outlines. Now again, these are only samples. You make your own dang essay outline if you want to. If you don't want to, my essay outline should be fine. The idea is less to tell you how you should structure an essay, and more to help you learn what are responsible ways of structuring an essay and what are some of the major subtopics you want to make a point of not missing. And I'll try to give you at least 2 for each topic as samples of how you might want to organize this material.